Yes, this is the classic position of someone who spends their day on the computer. They'll sit and work away and they get fixed in this little rounded fetal type position. Let's have a look at this position from an anatomical point of view. First of all, you're sitting, which the body's not designed to sit for long periods of time. However, in this day and age of technology, we do find ourselves in this position. So what are some of the challenges? Well, first of all, if we start from the bottom up, we have our pelvis is posterior tilted, our back is flattened, and when your pelvis is posterior tilted and your back is flattened, that's going to put a more of a passive anterior compression on the intervertebral disc. That tends to push the disc towards the posterior aspect of the spine, which is not good because we lose our lordotic curve, which puts all of our intervertebral joints in the proper alignment. So that's going out of alignment, and that could lead to, obviously down the track, lower back tightness and lower back challenges. We're also in this kyphotic position where they would hunchback position. So again, that places anterior compressions in the intervertebral discs of the thoracic spine. That pushes the disc more towards the posterior part of the spine, particularly in the annulus fibrosus. Inside that is the nucleus pulposus and the gel-like substance, and to have that constant anterior pressure. It's passive, it's not high, but accumulative over a period of time, it can cause some possible challenges. Not to mention that it affects your posture when you get up and move around. Then we've also got a bit of poke neck. So we have the neck poking forward, which again, like the thoracic and the lumbar spines, causes anterior compression forces the intervertebral disc in your neck or your cervical spine. Then you go into this rounded shoulders position where the scapula is protracted forward. In this position, that puts yourself in a bit of an impingement position. Now, all of these are more passive type positions, but accumulation of very subtle stresses can accumulate to wear and tear. But more of the challenge is that it changes the architecture of the positioning of the joints through the muscles positions that you put them in. You're shortened here and you're lengthened there. So this position here is not really a good position to stay for long periods of time. So if you are in this position, make sure you adapt your work environment so that it's more natural to be more up in this position. So you want to adapt the height of the screen or the height of the chair, or even the angle of the chair that puts you in this position rather than this slouched back position like so. So there are some considerations that you can take into account to try to get your body in this proper position where you have that nice position in the pelvis, which is slightly anterior tilted, a slight curvature in the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine is nice and your shoulders are back, head is out, and obviously here I'll probably bring my screen up or the chair down so I don't have to look down. And on an occasional basis, if I'm uploading something or saving something, also have a bit of a stretch, take your body into an extension because it's in this constant flex position. So there are some little tips that you can take into account in adapting your work environment or your position of your computer or your chair or the angles, so it puts you more in the proper and anatomical position rather into more dysfunctional fetal type position that can have long-term adverse effects not just on your posture but on the joints and injuries that may sort of come out of that position. So ergonomics of your work environment is going to be really important to make sure the ergonomics of your body maintains fit, healthy and strong, and most of all injury free. No cow poo.